Are you looking to grow your business and your mindset alongside a fun and awesome pack? Grab a chair and your favorite beverage and join Mike Ashebrainer, the business mechanic, and his win-win network for the Hounds of Business Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike King here. This is part of the Mike King Biz Media Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1 International Business Court Radio. That is Saturdays 10 a.m. Eastern in the U.S. as well as we are on The Breeze, which is a radio station for music. We don't talk. We talk, they do music. I'm Mike King, but I'm rolling with Mike Ashebrainer right here with the Hounds of Business. So it is great. We're talking entrepreneurship radio. So for folks who know me, I'm in Richmond, Virginia, but we reached out across the world for the talent right here. That's what happens when you roll with the Hounds of Business. So Mike Ashebrainer, really quickly, tell folks who you are and what you do for the folks that are out there.
Hey, Mike King, an honor for you to take over my show, man. I plan to sit over here and eat a sandwich, so thank you very much. I am Mike Ashebrander, the Redneck Financial Coach and humble and proud leader of the Hounds of Business, man. It's an honor. Love to see these people here.
Alrighty, so one of the things about the Hounds of Business, folks, if you want to do business on an international global scale with folks who are really out there doing it, the Hounds of Business is the place to do it. So we brought talent from across the world here. We're going to start. So Mike, tell us who we have with us today who are valued, esteemed members of the Hounds of Business.
Yes, sir. First of all, let's give a shout out to Sia, yes, a Torrat, Brilliant Beam Media, and making all these amazing productions. And then we have the awesome Christine Bell out of Australia. All right. So my accent, I've got a shared partner in the accent game today, Mike.
It's a
And
Southern
then,
thing.
oh yeah, and then we've got the French Canadian, the awesome Isabel Fortin, and she is in Canada and Montreal. So they are fairly new hounds. They've been around for a few months, but they made a huge impact in a short amount of time, man. So I had to put them out here.
There you go. All right, welcome to the program, ladies. So
Thank
Mike Ashburner knows we roll with the ladies right here. See ya. She's on the wheels of steel. She's keeping us, on track because if not, this train on my side could definitely go sideways. All righty, Christine, you are down under. So tell us who you are and what you do.
So I'm Christine Bell. I do live in Sydney, Australia. I've been here for 18 years, but I'm actually originally from Europe, Denmark, Scandinavia. But I love travel. What I do is I help my clients really understand the target market in terms of who we are as real people. Because when we sell, it's all about connecting with each other at a deeper level. And then we create a strategy around that to make sure our offer and our marketing aligns with what people really want and how they need to feel, because it's all about feelings. We make decisions on feelings. So that's what I'm all about. It comes back to the messaging in the end of the day.
Alrighty, so and we're talking about business, but it really is about the connections, about how people get along. Sometimes it's tougher to do it online as opposed to being in the room, but it can be done, and the Hounds of Business are doing it in a very big way. Isabella, welcome to the program, ma'am.
Thank you.
All righty, so talk to us and tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Isabel Fortin, and I'm a mindset coach and public speaker. And so what I do is I help middle-aged people, most of them women, but I don't discriminate, to reconnect to who they are so they can start feeling fulfilled. They got lost in the shovel of climbing the corporate ladder and being a mom and a wife and all these things, and then they're facing becoming empty nesters and they have lost themselves. And that's when I come in and I help them reconnect to who they are so they can start living for themselves just a little bit more, living with purpose.
Oh, now we're going to talk. That's an important one there. We just recently had a panel on purpose-driven organizations. So Isabel, when the light comes on, what's it take for the light to come on, and what does the client look like when they finally get it? Because they may have lost themselves a long time ago.
Yes, that's very true. You know, we follow recipe, right? Our communities, society, maybe our religion, where we come from, our family. They have a plan of what they want or what they expect, and we follow that, and we don't really um, challenge it because we're not old enough. Like even fresh out of high school or and even university, and then we just do what's expected of us without ever really challenging if that's what we want. And to be a witness of somebody's light, there's a sparkle in the eyes, right? That just lights up and you go, oh, okay, so you're on the right path. So you just have to clean up. There's things, there's spider web and there's things in the way. So you have to do the hard work, clean that up so you can connect to who you are.
So that's a tough one right there, because a lot of times people may have gotten buried and didn't realize that was them 20 years ago. And we didn't do 20 years. We did one day at a time, 20 years worth.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden we look up and we have to find someone who's out there who's willing to help us. So Christine, when folks show up at your door, what's the number one thing that you're seeing out there right now that people need help with?
Messaging and connecting more deeply with themselves, like Isabel said, but also with their ideal target market, the people they actually want to do business with. And what I've seen is this thing that people are sometimes in their mindset not quite ready for it in terms of knowing themselves and who they really are. So they're not attracting the right people in terms of who they are, what they're doing in their business, their purpose, and how they're communicating about themselves. So for me, what I'm seeing is that need for really helping my clients align more to who they are, but very much to their clients as well. So we have this energetic alignment, because in real life, we're actually energetic beings, and we connect energetically even online as well.
So sometimes people just kind of wonder how hard it is to connect with people online. We come from the old school, which is we got around the water cooler, we told war stories, we connected, we bonded. But now you ladies are out there, we're connecting through the power of media, and it's through the Hounds of Business. Everyone's in a different place. How do you make that connection with folks who are out there to really help them get to where they're going? Isabel, we'll start with you.
With me?
Yes.
Actually, that was one of the great things that I learned from being in the Hounds is somehow when I started my online journey, I forgot I was talking to humans because, we don't see them. They're not physically there. And by joining the Hounds and spending time with beautiful Mike here, it's just I got reconnected to the fact that behind the comment, behind the post, behind the live stream, behind everything, there's an actual human. So if I treat them the same way I treat them if they were in front of me, I find I get way better results and actually feel better about myself too, right?
So really quickly, so we're doing business across the world, the Hounds of Business. Sia is out there helping make sure everything is rolling along smoothly. So Christine, we're doing business on a global scale now. Do you see a difference between people in different locations? Let's talk about the business ecosystem in Australia where you are. What's the vibe there? What's the ecosystem like?
So it's different, but it's similar. So I do think media has helped bring us together more globally as well as a culture. But having done more than 15,000 interviews in my lifetime, in my career across the world in different countries, we are very different in terms of how we communicate with each other. So based on our culture and our social upbringing, we will communicate differently. So how people might respond in one way might be offensive to other people potentially. In Australia, it's very much I wouldn't call it old school, but it's more traditional. And I'm not meaning that in any offensive way to anyone in Australia listening right now. But it was really much when I came here, it's about sort of back to the old school of connecting, through networking and meeting people face to face. Obviously, with the pandemic, we couldn't do that. And it's changed very much in Australia. But in terms of the culture here, it's very much about building like and trust, which is the same in America too. So we are different, but we're same. So I would say people are more same than they are different.
All right, Isabel, let's talk about up north from us right here. Let's talk about the ecosystem across Canada. What do you guys see now?
I find when it comes to our online presence, we're very similar to the States. Actually, for English Canada, we're very similar to the States. I live in the French part of Canada, so it's a little bit different. We're a little bit more liberal, less traditional, more, a little bit less taboo. So it's been, for me, it's been an adjustment, certainly. That there's certain things that I would normally be okay talking about, and now I can't. And so, yeah, it's an adjustment, but, it's one that's really worth making.
All righty, we are here with the Hounds of Business. Christine is here, Isabel is here, Mike Ashebrainer rolling with me. This is On the Mic with Mike. We've gone global out here. So let's talk about, we came through the pandemic. People survived it. Christine, what you learned coming out of the pandemic that you do now that you didn't do before?
Well, before the pandemic, I was all face-to-face working with big businesses. And then I pretty much lost my business overnight during the pandemic because I didn't have many big clients, and they were experiencing some issues in their business too because of lockdowns here in Australia. So I literally recreated completely a new offer for small businesses. It gave me time to create. So when something shuts down, my approach is to go, okay, what else can I do? And what came out of it, even with big businesses, it's all online now. Even when I do focus groups, it's online mostly. So I've changed to online, and I'm not a tech person at all. And I am learning my way through it. And the Hounds has been amazing in terms of learning how to connect authentically with people online as well. So that's been my big learning in myself and technology.
So, Isabel, let's talk about you. Pandemic, we survived. You looked up and you said, okay, what did I do right? And I like it, and I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, for me, it was a similar answer. It was, I'd been a coach since 2009, and all of a sudden I couldn't have my clients come to my house. I didn't even know Zoom existed. I'm not tech savvy at all. Yeah, I'm not tech savvy at all. So thank the good Lord for Sia and for all the wonderful people in the Hounds that are always there to help a lending hand, because and so for me, it was very difficult at first because you have a moment of panic, like, what am I going to do? But now it was, I can actually stay put and bring this show on the road and actually connect with people that are all over the world from different backgrounds. And I'm loving that. It's not easy because the playing field is bigger, but it's so much fun.
So, how did you guys come to the Hounds of Business? Isabella, how did you find this crew?
I was very, very lucky. I was part of another group on LinkedIn. That was a good group as well. It's just, I didn't feel I belonged there. Like the fit was okay, but it wasn't perfect. It's like a pair of shoes that's gonna hurt your feet. And somebody from that community spoke to me about the Hounds, and I contacted Mike, and he ghosted me for a while, but I've forgiven him. And then eventually I attended the town hall, and I ran with it. This is my tribe. I'm never gonna leave.
It's funny because you kind of wonder how you found the people, and people come from all over. So, Christine, let's talk about your story with the Hounds.
Yeah. So basically,
wait one second. I saw you give a shout out to Mike Ashebrainer, and Mike, I'm like, yo, we got to get that lady on. We got to talk to this lady right here. So here, madam, the floor is yours.
I suspect you were talking about the video I did for him. So basically, I started my journey on LinkedIn. I was on LinkedIn for years, but never used it. And then I got serious about it a year and a half ago, putting out an offer for small businesses. And like Isabel said, suddenly you're not just operating in Australia, I'm operating in around the world. And this is what happened. I just started putting out my stuff, and the next thing I know, Mike started liking my stuff. I'm like, who is he? But I started checking him out, and we start stalking. Yeah, we start looking at each other, and that went on. I think it's actually a year to the date that Mike started liking my stuff, and then I started checking him out, and then it took a half year of us liking each other. It's like slowly dating, so to speak. Yeah. And this is what you do on LinkedIn. And Mike teaches this, and he's great at it. And then I finally thought, you know what? I really want to reach out more in America. My husband, by the way, is American. He was a 9/11 survivor and came to Australia and met me here. But I really, connect with Americans as well. So I thought I want to reach out more to America in that space. And I connected with Mike. We had a chat. He ghosted me for a little while too. We had a chat a month later. And he made me laugh. I'll be honest with you. I had a laugh for 45 minutes. We didn't talk about anything seriously. We just laughed. And what's not to love about that? I'm here to have real connections. I'm here to build real relationships. And I aligned with Mike energetically. And that was it. That's when I signed up.
He talks and we all talk to a lot of people every day, all around. He talks business different.
Yeah, he does.
And sometimes it's just like when we talk about culture, like what's good? We don't know good culture, but man, when we see bad culture, we're trying to run from it. And it's just about doing. When I ran across him, I'm like, who's the guy he's the redneck financial guy. I thought that was funny. And then the hat had me.
Exactly. Me too.
The hat had me. I'm like, okay. Here you go. All right, Mike. So there's big news for Hounds out there. It's, you guys are doing big things. We're big fans. Let's talk about the Hounds, the next step in the evolution process.
Yes, sir, man. Love it. Love it. Again, we were a group of friends who were trying to figure out how to grow and thrive post COVID, right? And then we did it. We figured it out, man. And we all were heart. It's all kindergarten skills, man. We just wanted to fit in, push each other up, just live this kind of redneck Camelot, right? And now we're blessed because just that passion, just that idea, just what would happen if we created an ecosystem, an environment that would just push people up. I didn't see that out there. And I wanted to do business. I mean, but I didn't want to do it in a grinding, just a hard way, right? And that's what we're doing. So Hounds 2.0 is coming New Year's. Just a few weeks, Hounds 2.0. We're being intentional about what we've already accomplished. And so the center, we all centered around LinkedIn and social media. That was kind of the hub of the beginning of the Hounds. Now it's international. It's going in its own direction. We're moving off of onto a big stage on a platform. And now LinkedIn and social is just a spoke in a much larger wheel. So that means now we're open to business folks and people starting off, people who are established worldwide. And so again, redneckfinancialcoach.com. You can find me there, LinkedIn. If you're good-hearted people wanting to go to the next level, it doesn't matter if you're starting. It doesn't matter if you're going to the next level and you're already successful. All right. If you just want to be around people pushing you up who can help you and form collaborations organically, man, you come to the right place. So hold on to your hats, man. It's going to get fun. In January, we're going to celebrate the whole month because we got so daggone many of us. But we're going to have more than one day, man. It's going to be a party like 24/7.
It is something what you built. So a lot of times people build things. So Mike, let's talk about when you realized the light came on. Because I remember when I talked to you, I got more mileage out of your kindergarten comment about how to treat people. That totally blew up. I mean, they were like to me, who is that guy?
Everybody's been screwed by somebody, so nobody trusts anybody. Let's be real. I don't know if you maybe edit that out, Sia, but again, that was my problem. It wasn't that this person or that group was bad. I wasn't aligned, right? Like deep down, I wasn't aligned. Just like Isabel said, hey, there's benefits across the board, but it's always around the bullseye. It's never, how special and how bizarre. Most books and professors would tell you, don't mix business and friendships. And I'm here to say, I don't want it any other way, right? We're professional business people that don't have to look over their shoulders, who are looking out for your best interest. We're not perfect. A couple flies get through the screen every now and then, but the community as a whole seriously puts each other first. And that's why, so for example, I don't look for topics and things to do and create projects from. I do like you do. You go out there and find great people and then you put them on your show and tout that, make that visible. That's all they need. They're doing great stuff. They need people like me and you in the community to boost them up, to say, hey, this person is doing great things. And that's what it's like, having a spotlight taped to your chest. It can shine on anybody but you. But these people these ladies here prove it. They're like reflector plates, man. That comes back to you. So good people reciprocate, right? And that's it. You're a good person, we'll find a place for you. And that's why the Hounds is filling up. Well, I'm an accountant. Great. We got attorneys over here who need you. Like, we'll find a place for good-hearted people. We want to see you win, and I hate people being stuck. I was stuck for 40 years. So come get unstuck, go to the next level, partner up with folks. Man, it's amazing.
January is coming. The Hounds of Business 2.0. Yeah. So, Isabel, let's talk about, everybody has a dream that's out there. How do you take that and make it come true? It's like I said, everybody has one. Sometimes they may be a little bit afraid to take that step. How do you make the dream come true?
Well, the first thing is to believe that you actually deserve it.
Oh,
that's usually where everybody stops their journey, is they're not worthy. They're it's not for them. They come from a different kind of background. It's not. If you believe the sky is the limit, if you truly know that that's the right thing for you, the path is going to show up. I mean, you're going to have to do the work. That's fine. But if you want it bad enough, you're going to put in the hours.
It is tough. That's the tough call, Christine. So you were there when we came through the pandemic and you had to change your business model. When did the light come on you and say, hey, I got something here?
Well, I do a lot of market research. So basically, I put a lot of stuff out, trialing and trying things and get feedback. And then at some point, as I was doing that and growing and developing, I had the feedback from people going, oh, this really works for me. So I'm always listening out for when I put something out creatively, what's the feedback I'm getting? And then I work with that to create something. But I keep the vision in mind, by the way. So I'm less fussy about the specific steps. I'm more certain about what I want to see at the end. And then also trust the universe to some extent that it's going to take me that, even if the road is not completely linear. It's usually very much like this and up and down, yeah?
There you go, Christine. How can people find you out there?
They can find me on LinkedIn, Christine Bell. I'm there. I show up almost every day with little videos, so they can definitely find me there.
You show up. I see them, and we love the content that you're putting out there.
Thank you.
Let's talk real quickly about the power of LinkedIn. It's changed a lot, I guess, for a lot of people. The pandemic did it, but talk about the power of LinkedIn for you. Yes.
Yes, me. Just making sure before, because I love chatting. So just making sure I don't take over. So for me, LinkedIn has been freedom. Because when I was in Australia before the pandemic, very much about big business, I would only get in if they knew me personally, had known me, worked with me before. But guess what? When you're on LinkedIn, you got billions of people, I don't even know how many, around the world. And there are plenty of them that are going to align with you. So what the light bulb for me is if I keep putting myself out authentically and standing in my truth and what I'm about, I will attract in the people that aligns with me. And guess what? I attracted Mike and the Hounds. Then I met Isabel and we were on a call. And guess what? It's so easy. We hardly knew each other. We went on a call and we chatted like old friends for an hour. Yeah. Same with Sia.
There you go, Isabel. We brought it back to you. So now let's talk a little bit about the power of the internet, as well as you brought something up a while ago, which was a purpose-driven. Let's talk about being a purpose-driven organization. Over here with people who know me, my wife says I believe in that kumbaya thing, people holding hands and singing songs, but there is a direct bottom line effect that it has for business. When you have that, let's talk about purpose.
I think that when you align what you do with who you truly are, I don't believe you can fail. I mean, you're gonna have to do the work, and that's okay. But I believe we're all on this planet to do something, to contribute something that nobody else can do it exactly like us. recently I was coaching a client, and she says she's been wanting to write a book, and she says, Isabel, there are literally millions of books talking about this subject. I said, yes, but none of them have your perspective. None of them have been written by you. And so when you believe in that, when you look to contribute to the world, I don't think you can fail.
There you go. Isabel, how can people find you out there?
LinkedIn, Isabel Fortin, or my website is izzyfortin.com.
izzyfortin.com. All right, ma'am. A lot of people they dread that public speaking kind of thing. Give the listeners on the mic with Mike a couple of tips on how to get through when they have to get up for work and they have to talk in front of people and they're dreading it for the 7 days prior to them getting up there. Yes.
Me?
You're a public speaker.
Yeah, breathe. Nerves is usually a lack of breathing. Plus, if you really take your message and make it about the audience and what you're going to contribute to the audience, it's no longer about ego. It's no longer about performance. It's about bringing value, and that usually calms nerves. It works for me anyway. And breathe. For the love of all that is mighty, just breathe.
Sometimes people don't breathe, and what happens? They pass out.
Yeah.
That, you know what? That is making a statement when you're there delivering a message and you pass out. People will remember that meeting. All right, folks, you're listening to On the Mic with Mike King here. This is part of the Mike King Biz Media Network, but I'm rolling with the Hounds. The Hounds, I tell you what, when I joined, next thing you know, my social media blew up. I'm going to tell you, it really did. People are always wondering, like, okay, well, how do you do? I'm like, yo, I just hit Mike up, and next thing you know, I'm getting connections from places I don't even know where they're coming from. And that is the power of the internet and the power of the Hounds. Mike, let's give us some parting words on the way out.
Yes, sir. Hey, birds of a feather absolutely should and do flock together, man. That's all I got to say. Yeah, I always like to leave people with one thing. Forget confidence. I don't have the confidence. Neither did I, but I had the courage to stand out, the courage to, you know, hope that someone would relate to my message, that they would share my heart, that they would want to see good in others, that they wanted to build their business so they could have more time and money to serve others. And I had no clue. I just had the courage. It's people like this, these ladies, Sia, all the folks, Dina. I mean, they're full up here, right? They affirmed me. This is people say, "Well, I didn't do much for you, Mike." Yes, you did. The difference is what I did for you is measurable. How do you measure confidence and affirmations and self-esteem, dude? These people pushed me to that level, right? And I use the Hounds analogy. The alpha is only alpha if the pack lets him. If he's not acting right, he ain't gonna be there, or she ain't gonna. So it's all boats rise, as Sia always says, man. And this is why I'm humbled and honored. I feel like a poor kid waking up at Santa's workshop every day, surrounded by such great-hearted, amazing people. You're proof positive, right? We just that's what we do. They expect you and I, Mike King, to say we're great, but they don't expect all these diverse, amazing people from all these countries, from all these dadgum professions, top-notch attorneys, powerful people that just have good hearts, man. And that's what it's about. So hit me up. You're gonna ask me, right? Like, how do they find me? Right? I'm in a tree.
Just look for the hat. That's all.
Yeah, in a deer stand somewhere in Kentucky with my Etch-a-Sketch. So Brilliant Beam Media, we would be on Etch-a-Sketch right now if it wasn't for Brilliant Beam Media. So go check them out.com. But hey, Redneck Financial Coach, I'll be uploading some stuff. You can contact me from the forum. Find me on social. Look, my thing is have a conversation. If we're not for you, dadgummit, I know somebody who could be. We just want to help people do better. If we're not your cup of tea, let's have a good combo. Let's connect you with other folks who could be your cup of tea. I play nice with others. I love other community groups. And we share our crayons, Mike. Dadgummit, that's hey, there's enough to go around, my friend. Ain't that right?
You got that right. And, like I said, the power of Brilliant Beam Media, the power of the Hounds of Business, it really has changed things for me. So Mike King, Mike Ashabrana, Isabella's here, Christine, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You can follow us on social media platforms on the mic with Mike, RVA, Mike King Biz. What we're doing is we're bringing the best and the brightest. I normally say from Richmond, Virginia, but oh no, when I'm hanging with Mike, I didn't went across the world. We done went up north. We the north, and then we went down under. We even went to Kentucky. We got the guy with the cool hat on. So on the mic with Mike, you guys got to take off. I appreciate your time. This will be on ESPN Richmond. I am the voice of RVA Business. Thanks. Now take care.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you.
Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.